So Draymond Green officially issues his public apology for punching his teammate Jordan Poole in the face during a practice after the two had a confrontation and they got into an argument. Draymond Green got into Jordan Poole's face. Jordan Poole pushed him for being in his space. And the way Draymond Green retaliates is by, punching him in the face. So we don't know what was said between the two, but Draymond Green has stated that he'll be separating himself from the team and that he'll be pretty much going on the vacation. That was per ESPN. And here's my thoughts on the situation. I understand that people are saying that this is family business, but I think that the organization they went too light on Draymond Green's suspension. The one thing that I will say is we can never discredit Draymond Green's value to a team. His punishment, it should have been way worse than that. Because the type of message that you're sending is that this is what we allow. Draymond Green ran off Kevin Durant. And despite I know how people may feel about Kevin Durant, and a lot of people like to troll Kevin Durant. There was a clip where a kid came out and said that Kevin Durant is not an all-time great or he's not legendary, ignoring the fact that Kevin Durant was a 4-time scoring champion before showing up to the Golden State Warriors. This man stepped up in the finals, and I'm not sure if he remembers, but they so busy making it personal, and the fact that people compare Kevin Durant to LeBron James, they don't like that. So they got to diminish his accomplishments and who he is as a player. But he ran off Kevin Durant. Draymond Green's punishment should have been far worse than what it was. He got a tap on the wrist. And when you allow someone to continue to show this type of behavior, to me, it sends a bad message. Me personally, I think that they should have traded Draymond Green. I would trade Draymond Green to the Detroit Pistons, or I would try to find the best suitor for Draymond Green. He should be traded. Find the best suitor, get the best assets possible, and you trade Draymond Green. But what if you keep Draymond Green and he just starts punching players? Unless he says something about your children. I mean, you saying something about your mom, like, I can't tell no one how to react. But unless he says something about your children, something disrespectful to your children, then anything else can be prevented. But he literally put his hands on that young man, and he could have physically hurt this man to the point where, mentally he'd probably never be the same. We don't know. Now it had got out and you publicly humiliated this young man. See, Draymond Green is getting up there in age. Jordan Poole takes such a huge scoring load off of not just Steph Curry, who's one of the greatest players in the game, one of the greatest shooters in the game of all time, historically. We have to remember, by Jordan Poole being there, it's going to prolong Steph Curry's career. Klay Thompson, who just suffered a horrifying injury, is just working his way back. Luckily, they were able to win the finals. Part of the reason of that is because you had Andrew Wiggins and Jordan Poole, who are young players, fresh legs. They're going to be able to, extend the careers of Klay Thompson. And so he took a lot of pressure off of that. Klay Thompson still mentally hasn't came back yet. Klay Thompson not playing the preseason because mentally he says he can't play because he's in fear that he could, suffer another excruciating injury. So what you going to send a message to all the younger players like, all right, well, Draymond Green can punch players in the face and get away with it. So if you get out of line, Draymond Green is protected. No matter what Draymond Green does, he gets a pass. But he's not even the star of the team. So as I say, I think that this decision was unfair. I think that his punishment should have been far worse. And another thing that I think people don't take into consideration is that they say, I don't think that the Warriors are going to have the same success that they're having or that they always had and be that championship caliber team if they were to trade Draymond Green, right? Andrew Wiggins is a great defensive player. And yes, Draymond is the defensive anchor. But one thing that people fail to, that they don't take into consideration is that if Draymond Green go elsewhere, will he still carry the same impact that he had to the Golden State Warriors? And I don't think that he will. Now, if it's the Los Angeles Lakers, it's another story because he'll be alongside Patrick Beverly and he's going to play better under LeBron James because he's not going to try to intimidate or he's not going to try to challenge LeBron James because he knows that he can't pull that same stuff with LeBron James because he knows that LeBron James has far more power in the league. So LeBron James, you try to punch LeBron James in the face, then you're going to be out the league and you're going to be right back in Michigan, in a town in Michigan that nobody even knows about, right? So he's not going to be able to pull that same stuff with LeBron. That's a different story. So him with the Lakers, we can, just X that out, not even discuss that. But if Draymond Green were to go to any other team and he would go to let's say he goes to the Detroit Pistons or any other team, he's not going to be as impactful because he's going to overvalue himself. He's going to overvalue himself if he goes to another team. His ego is going to get in the way and he's going to think that he's the star of the team. See, with the Golden State Warriors, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, he has these other great players that he could pass to. And he knows that he's not the best player on the team because that forces him to humble himself. Steph, having Steve Kerr there, it forces him to humble himself. But him going to another team, he's going to look around, he's like, oh, I'm shooting this ball. I'm about to shoot the ball. And he's going to, use that backpack jumper, and start taking unnecessary shots because he's going to start to think that he's the star of the team. See, on the Warriors, he know he ain't the star of the team. He know he can't shoot like Steph Curry. But he goes somewhere else. He going to think that he could shoot, he could do whatever he want to do. And they're not going to give him no max and no big contract. They not. And also, Draymond Green taking his frustration out, punching players, getting into these back and forths with coaches. Other teams not going to tolerate that. He has a long leash with the Golden State Warriors, but other teams are not going to tolerate that. He's not going to be able to be smacking players around and saying what he want to say. So let him go somewhere else and think that he can have the same success. But I ain't trading you to the Lakers. I'm not going to trade you in the same conference. I'm going to trade you somewhere else out east, and I'm going to get the best assets possible, and you got to figure it out on your own.